Everyone, welcome back. I've changed up a couple things since we were here last time. Let me see if I can straighten this out here. A little bit better. Anyways, let's get started. Today we're going to continue to work with Evergreen, the collection from Close to My Heart. I'm going to do a 2-page layout today, and I'm nearing the tail end of this collection, so I've got a few pieces left here and a few little pieces of ephemera off to the side. So let's get started and roll the intro. I'll be right back with you. So as I mentioned, we're working with Evergreen again, and these are the directions that come with the workshop kit. And I love the workshop kits for either scrapbooking or card making because it gives you all of the different directions and the cutting. So if you really just want to make these specific pages, and it comes with enough items in the workshops to make a 2-page layout here, here, and here. So you get quite a bit of product. So I'm going to get started and we'll lay this out, but I am again going to do 2-page layout like this today on 2 12 by 12 pieces of paper. Here we go. So let me explain what we're doing here first. I'm going to explain these pictures to you. These VersaMats are incredible for doing layouts. Okay, so we had a few technical difficulties. Trying to get back in the swing of things, bear with me. So, what I've got ahead and done is I've put down this paper on my VersaMat and a little bit of double-sided tape on here. And it'll keep your paper from moving around, which is helpful when you go down to put pieces like this down here. So then you can line them up on your VersaMat and make sure that they're all straight. So it really, really does help. Then with these photos, I took some extra paper from the kit that I wasn't using and I matted all my photos, which worked out beautifully. And I believe when I left off, I was explaining what these pictures are from. And this was a trip that my husband and I made with a couple teenagers to Yosemite. An incredible trip. And the pictures where my jeans are all wet is kind of funny because I'm always falling into water. And anyways, we'll explain some more as we go along. But let's get started on the ephemera part. Ephemera meaning the little bells and whistles that go along with the kit. One of the things I'm going to bring in is this die cut. Look how intricate that is. I love it. And if you're not familiar with Close to My Heart thin cuts, which are the dies, and their stamps, if you order them with a die cut, some can come with die cuts, some don't, but everything that's highlighted in this blue color means that there is a die inside that goes with it. They all come in their own envelope, which is a really sturdy envelope, which I don't know if any other company that does that. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then you always get a piece of styrofoam type stuff or plastic. And it's a little bit of padding and it makes your stamping just go beautifully. They always send you a piece of magnetic paper, or it's a thick piece of magnetic, bear with me. Anyways, it's magnetic, and these are expensive. So the things that they include in their kits are just incredible. So just FYI, if any of you didn't know that. So let me put this back in here so I don't lose those dies. You know, they end up under little things in my office and it's never to be seen again. So there's that. So I went ahead and cut these out, and I think I'm going to tack them up under here. We'll see how this goes. Then on another stamp set, which neither one of these are in the workshop, but they're both still available, I believe. And I'll list these in the bottom under the description, everything that I'm using. So these are a couple of the other ones in this one, and this is called Are We There Yet? And I stamped these with, what was the color of the ink? It was Paprika. So this was the Paprika ink that I used. And I thought it was perfect for this, the Yosemite pictures. So let me go ahead and lay out the rest of this. This was a dies that I had for the title, and I don't know what I must have been drinking. Anyways, the E is slightly off on that. So we're going to layer that up there, I think, and put that there. So those were die cuts that I had for the letters, for the title. And for those of you who don't have a die cutting machine, my husband recently, because of arthritis in my hands, got me an electronic cutting machine, which is phenomenal. I don't know why we waited so long, but bless my husband for getting that to me. And I will list that below, but if you're looking for Christmas gifts, this is now December 2023. I would highly, highly suggest that. So let's see, what else do we have here? We have, I think what I'm going to do is use this over here. And I had some little stickers in my stash. It says Camp Notes. Maybe I'll stick that under there. And I'm thinking I have one more suitcase that I stamped. So let's see. I'm not sure I'm going to use them all. I'm thinking they might go over in here. Maybe we need the skinnier suitcase. I think I like that better. And I was thinking about putting this over in here with some of these actually aren't die cuts. These are laser cut items. And they're from a pine tree, I would think is what these are from. So I think I'll use these in the title somewhere. Let's see. I like to layer things up, and I might even use some foam dots on here. Let's see, we need to break up some of this green, but yet I like the texture. So let's see how that looks. And maybe one of these over in here. We can stick some pine needles in there. Let's see. I think once I mess around with it and I start getting them glued down, it'll make more sense. I'm not real thrilled with what's going on over here. So what I might do is get out some of the paprika and kind of stamp this up. So let me get that ink out, and that way it'll bring some of this over in this area. Let's see. I want to bring your eye down to the bottom here too. Maybe I will use, that doesn't make much sense to have that by your suitcase. All right, let me get the paprika ink out, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I've got my stamp, my mat here. It makes it easy so I don't get ink all over everything. These are how I keep my ink pads, and I label them here for each color because you really don't want to mix your inks, just not a good idea. So this is Velcro, and you just attach that, and then when I'm done using this color, I will label it with my label maker so we know what color is what and then what company. So I'll mark it close to my heart, or I'll mark it distress oxide, excuse me. So let's see what happens here. I think I like the little texture because it's not a real solid covering that I'm doing. So let me see if I can put a little bit stronger on some of these edges. I think I'm liking that. Okay, so I will put this back in its little case, and when we're done, I will label that again so we know what color that was, so I don't mix them up again, or mix them up. And I'll wipe off this mat a little bit later. So let's get back to this. So I think I'll add that little banner underneath there. Brings in the color up there. All right, so I'm back. I'm just finishing up a few things here. On the top left here, you will notice that I've used some, you may or may not notice, I used some foam dots to give a 3D effect to the luggage, and I did go ahead and put some pine leaves in there, pine needles, whatever you'd like to call them. Because I thought, you know, when you go camping and you're doing stuff like that, there are pine needles into everything, aren't there? Which is kind of cool. We like it. Up here, I've gone ahead and I've actually done some foam dots up in here too, so it'll uprise or give a 3D effect to the title, and just a few other little things in there. Then what I wanted to show you too is I've put some twine on these tags. I'm just kind of a believer that if you've got tags, you should have something that looks like they're attached to something, or they have a purpose. They kind of look unfinished to me when they don't have something on them, just personal choice. So now I've got the foam dots here on the back of here. I've removed the backing to them. So we'll put these up in here, and then I've got this little banner. I'm gonna attach that in there. And I've got some double stick tape on the back of this one. Let me put these down and see where I want to put this. I don't want to cover up some of the journaling I have here. I think I want to put this in here with another pine needle bunch. Just use some double stick tape on that again. And put that down in there. Maybe I'll put this underneath. I do like that. So that finishes up that. And I don't think I'm gonna obviously put any glitter or anything like that. I just don't think it needs it. Obviously, we're camping, We were at Camp Curry, which are these little small hotel rooms in Yosemite. Let me bring this a little bit closer. Let me pull this up from the little bit of tape I put down. You can see that. So there you go. That's my husband and I. And there I am fooling around in the water. I love to get into the water, and I had full-length jeans on. The entrance to Camp Curry there. And pull this one up really carefully. Picture my husband shot. And the little card of Yosemite I had in my stash. Then there's the building that we stayed in. little squirrels we watched, and my husband and I out running around in a river there, which this trip was just incredible. So if you ever get a chance, go to Yosemite. So there we go. That is a 2-page layout with a few technical difficulties, but I think we're working those out. So I think the next thing we'll be doing is not out of this particular set, but another one, and then we'll come back to the last few pieces of paper I have in this workshop. And again, watch below for the layout of items that I've used. And again, I did use these extra stamp sets, so I will list these below if they're still available. So I would encourage you to order these, in particular this set, which is the Evergreen set from Evernote. Evernote, I keep doing that, Evergreen. That's the name of the workshop. So if you like this, I would get this ordered right away. And there you go. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.